Good morning, adventurers. I woke up with a sore neck today. This could be challenging. This stuff is definitely not theragesic, and it's certainly not Bengay. It's so liquidy. And I smell like a peppermint. Oh, I need that bright side about now. Come on, silver lining. Guys, we just passed over this amazing bridge that's at the Port of Longview, and it is insane to see how much industry is in that area. Off to the side, you can see all of the different people and companies and commodities that they ship out of that place. It's insane. Really cool to see the massive barges. Yeah, I don't get to see that very often, so that was cool. Guys, I told you this day was not going well. I just locked myself out of the car at a viewpoint. Yeah, I don't usually do that, but I was getting out of the car and the door hit me in the knee, and whenever it did, I guess that triggered the lock, so I called a locksmith. Gotta love extra expenses. Well guys, now we're just waiting on the tow truck, and this is not the way I wanted to spend my day. I knew when I woke up with my neck cramp something was wrong. I just didn't know how bad it was gonna be. Welcome to Oregon. It's been about 20 minutes and there's still no tow truck, no locksmith, nothing. However, I have noticed that this road has a lot of logging trucks. A lot! I feel like Final Destination over and over as they go by and they're rattling. Wow. Help has arrived, guys. So he's gonna figure this out, I don't know. Okay guys, we're back in the car. Hi Roadrunner, I missed you. Okay, so I was able to contact a great company that was out of the Longview, Washington area named Carl's Towing. Thank you so much for coming out here and fixing my car for me. It was completely painless. It took about 5.5 minutes and we're back on the road. And it didn't cost an arm and a leg. Now, towing services / locksmith services can cost up to $250 depending on where you're at and who's having to get into your car, what kind of car you have. But because I have a pretty basic car and because the guy was really nice, it was only about 65 bucks. With that said, if you're not planning to spend 65 bucks, that's a pain. So I am good to go. We are back on the road. We're gonna make glitter and rainbows happen yet. I am so determined, but we're gonna take this day very slowly because clearly it has a sense of humor with it. That's how I feel now, guys. Hey guys, so we found those little silver rainbows and sparkles that we needed on this day when we made it to Astoria, and found this little bar of amazing sea life right here. I'm going to show you up close using my bigger lens, but there is a sign here that says we can only observe them from a safe distance, which happens to be behind this barricade and down the pier, which is perfectly fine. You can hear them. But I just got happy. A sight. They do smell really bad though. Like, really bad. In Astoria, there is this wonderful river trail where you can see all of the amazing views though of the water, the boats, and the sea life. It's called the River Trail. There's a parking lot right along it, so you can pay to park and then walk up and down and see all the amazing things. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. The coast here in Astoria is definitely the place that you should start if you're entering Oregon from the north. It has a little bit of everything. You can see the Oregon coast, you can see Washington in the distance, you can see some amazing huge ships who are key to that industry we saw at our last checkpoint, and just some really amazing sea life. Now, as we work our way down the coast, we're gonna see all sorts of different stuff, but this is the place to start, guys. Right here, Astoria, Astoria, Astoria. Look at this, guys, an old pier. Beautiful. It's gorgeous out here. And those ships, they may not look huge, but they're probably like 900 of the Roadrunner. I am so happy the sun decided to come out and play today. I can't imagine seeing this all gloomy. It's just too amazing to think of it as gloomy and drizzly. This is bringing me back, guys. After this unfortunate morning that I've had, something like this makes it all better. Thank you, Oregon. Thank you, Oregon. Now, as you can see, the pathway on the Riverside Trail is amazing. It's perfect for walking or for biking, and you run right next to this railroad track, which I think they still use. But instead of going back further down this way to check out more views, we're gonna go on back to the car and drive and find out what else there is to do here in this area. And then we're gonna head down the coast a little bit and check out some more amazing, spectacular, gorgeous, awesome, some other words here, scenery. I hear you, big guys. I hear you. This is the pier right here that they're all on. I love hearing them. It just makes me laugh, but I can't imagine living in these little homes right here and hearing them all day and night. I would go insane. Look, guys. Look at these. These are berries of some kind. I'm not sure what kind, but these thorns on these branches are legit. But wait, there's more. I am walking along the trail and there are these little "did you know" signs all around. I'm gonna show you a building and I want to see if you recognize it. Okay, here's the building, guys. Do you recognize this building in any way, shape, or form? Oh, no, you say? Well, I always like to relate things that we're exploring to things that might trigger memories in your head. That school was actually used for the exterior shots of Kindergarten Cop. Yes. Wow. It says here that the school itself was used and they actually came back and installed the playground equipment and had a muralist come and paint the sides in 2013. I think that is awesome considering that the movie was made way back in the 90s, so they still care and have investment in this community. That's awesome. But wait, there's more. We aren't finished here yet. Astoria has been used for several different really key pivotal movies that trigger lots of childhood memories for me personally. For example, historic homes in this area have been used for the following: The Goonies, Free Willy, Come See the Paradise, Short Circuit, and The Ring 2. We could pass on The Ring 2. No, Samara, stay in the well. So that is some of the cool history of Astoria that I really wanted to share with you guys. This place is amazing with the seaside views and the gorgeous vistas. Sea lions are cool, but the history around Astoria is even more fascinating. So I think that I'm going to check out a few more things in this area. Who knows what we'll find? Astoria is the home to many museums, from the Maritime Museum to this museum that we're about to go to, and a few in between. I just thought this one was one that was very relevant to something that touches home with me. The Film Museum. Okay guys, we have our own set pass, so we can create our own live content and then they'll send it to us, which is great. But it's really interesting to see how everything's set up. It's $6 to get in, and I'm so excited. So as we come in, there's these movie posters, and it's really cool because it not only shows you the poster, but what was filmed and where in Oregon it was filmed. So for example, this was from the movie Twilight. Now we know that they used Forks, Washington for a portion of that, but they also used Veronia, Oregon. Look guys, Short Circuit was filmed right here in Astoria, and it tells you where the home was so that you can go check it out and the year. No, Samara, no. So apparently in 2005 they used tons of different places around the area, and these are all the different locations you can go and check out. Now, the cool thing about your pass is you can do a variety of different sets. So right now there's someone who is actually doing The Shining in the background. See, they're over here filming, and then there's the door. She's behind the wall, and you can see what's going on.
Okay, go. Here's Johnny. Stop filming.
I need equipment like this for my home studio. Like, for serious guys, can you imagine the content I could come up with in this studio? That works, and that's what makes it really fun to come here. It's super interactive, and you also get to see some of the props that were used in various things. So let's go continue to explore. I'm really enjoying this, guys. I needed this today.
No, it's just in front of the window.
Props are labeled with these little tags, and you can see what they were, who used them, and what movie. And then you can look inside, and there's the props. Kindergarten Cop, look at this. This one was from Kindergarten Cop. Oh my goodness. It's the harmonica that Jesse would play in Free Willy. That is something I loved. For those of you at home, I just have to share a little story right now. I do not like animal movies, like at all, like really detest them. They make me cry. I don't like that, so I just choose not to watch them. But I have watched every Free Willy movie and bawled like a little baby. Just Free Willy, okay? All of these props here were used in the movie Free Willy at various points during the movie. This wall shows a little bit of the filming process for another film that was created here. It's really interesting, especially after going to the Twister Museum, where you can see all of the different behind the scenes set pieces and things like that. Let's look at how these kind of fit into the big picture. So this is interesting because you can see the storyboarding and how that they lined up the scenes, how it talks about each scene, what's going to happen, and then the basic drawing for what they're wanting to see along the way. So that's pretty cool. But then you have the actual photos of the set and the people on the set, and then some more storyboarding, and then look right there. And above us is a prop from that movie. It's creepy. Really creepy. One of the most iconic movies that I recall that I knew was from this area and actually shot at various locations in Oregon is Goonies. This is one of the David statues that they used. They have one of the posters, some autographs here, and a little bit of scattered knowledge about Goonies kind of throughout. Now when we go to Cannon Beach, that's when it's gonna get real, guys. That's when we're gonna see the Haystack Rock, which was the iconic piece of the Goonies movie. Oh, these lights. Hey, this is my studio at home. What? You can listen here to the actual sounds of the crew setting up something for the movie Gone. It was filmed in Portland in 2011. We're now going into the jail that was used for Goonies. Ooh. Let's go explore a little closer. Do you recognize those characters? Yeah. We're definitely in Goonie territory. Behind-the-scenes look at some of the different things. Right now, Kindergarten Cop. Yeah. Now, it's kind of funny to see this many people standing around with their little shadow characters, but in reality, that's how many people go into setting up a shot. And so it gives you a great idea as to how many people are present. It's not just like this one little unique moment with a person and a camera. No, there was a whole team involved in this. So you're looking at like 15 to 20 people at any given time, and we're not talking about large rooms. Nope, this is pretty much the it of the room right here. Look at this, guys. The Pacific Northwest played home to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They created a Japanese village here, and they used lanterns like this one to make it look more like Japan. See, that's the scene that they actually created this entire set right here in the Pacific Northwest. About to see Goonie gear, tons of Goonie gear, like every possible thing you can think of. That was the thing to do when the Goonies came out. They had trading cards and like comic books and little player character people, and then they had shirts and just stuff. And some of that's in this room. Now this is an interesting little tidbit of fact. 6 degrees of separation. Have you heard of it? Well, if you haven't, it basically says that every person can be connected through 6 degrees, which means that one person somehow can easily be around another person without knowing it. So they have done 6 degrees of separation with Corey Feldman. Every Oregon film can be linked to Corey Feldman. A lot of the main focus of the museum is the movie history and all of the different films that have been shot here in Oregon. There is a little bit of history about the location itself. Keep in mind, the jail was an actual jail, and so they have a couple little signs along the way like this to kind of let you know a little bit more about the history of the community and why the jail was here for them to select it to be a movie set in the first place. Some of the things are very fascinating. Along this side of the cells are actual pieces from the script, so you can see exactly what was going on when they were filming here, and as you can see, you have a great vantage point of what's inside. Yeah, real jail, real cells. Don't want to get in one myself. except for like what I did a while ago. That's completely different. All of the little papers that you see around this area are all people's accounts of what they think of when they think of the Goonies. There are hundreds of memories shared here. So naturally, we're gonna add ours. I was afraid of Sloth. And then I found out he was a good guy. I felt bad. Now, if we decided to use any of these spots with our pass to create our own content, we would then come in here to edit them and to email them to ourselves. It usually takes about 24 hours on the turnaround, but this is where we can do it. And all you do is just scan your pass and then it shows up here on the screen and gives you that exclusive look at Hollywood in the process. The Oregon Film Museum has been fun, guys, and even though it's a smaller location, it's a great way for you to get hands-on and also to be able to kind of see some of the things that are filmed in this area. Now keep in mind, they've been using Oregon as a backdrop for like years. In fact, over 300 films have been filmed in Oregon. A lot of people like that it's a short drive away from the hills of Hollywood and looks like a totally different planet than the Southern California atmosphere. I have loved this. I am so excited because I got to see some of those favorites that I had and just learn a little bit more about them. So, from the Oregon Film Museum, I think we're gonna call it a day. We're gonna see what else we can get into, but we're gonna do that on our next episode. I don't wanna overwhelm us. We have so much to do while here in Oregon. Astoria, you did not disappoint. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell for notifications of future uploads, and if you have liked this video, please feel free to leave a comment as to what your favorite movie that I've mentioned today is. So glad that today got better, guys. So glad.